Unit 7, Advanced Image Manipulation Techniques. Lesson 1, Familiarizing with an Image Editing Application. So, since social media is very popular among or to the world right now, how often do you share images on your social media accounts? So, do you edit your images before posting them on social media? So, our learning objectives for our lesson, which is familiarizing with an image editing application, is first, identify categories and types of image editing application. Next, understand what is Adobe Photoshop. Next, familiarize with Adobe Photoshop interface. And lastly, know the basic in Adobe Photoshop. So let's proceed. Okay. So since or right now there are lots of image editing applications. You can find them on the internet. So with that, what are the basic image editing applications that you know? There are two types of basic image editing application. So there is built-in applications and third-party application. So when we say built-in applications, these are the apps that's already downloaded in your gadgets. So when you buy a gadget, it's already downloaded. You know, you don't need to install it because when you bought your gadget, it's already there. You don't need to download it. So for example, for Windows, we have MS Paint and MS Photos, so we can use it freely. For Android, we have Gallery and Google Photos. For Mac OS, Apple Photos, and for iOS, photo applications in iOS. So that's what built-in application. When we say third-party applications, these are the apps that you need to install first. So it's not already downloaded in your gadget menu when you bought it. So you need to install it first to have access on it. So for example, we have PixArt, Snapseed, Snapchat, Pixlr, and Pizzap. So these are the apps that we need to install in order to have access on it. So these are image editing apps, basic image editing apps. So what image editing software have you used in the past? What kind of image editor was it, and why did you use it? So from the past, there are lots of basic editing or image editing software that's very popular. So did you use, or what kind of image editor did you use, and why did you use it? So advanced image editing application. So advanced image editing application is good for those who want to make additional advanced adjustments to the image, and users can apply different effects on different parts of the image. So since we're done from the basic, so let's go with the advanced image editing application. So in advance, we can, add more advanced adjustment to our image to make it or to improve it, to make it look better and make it look like a pro. It has a very artistic effect. So we can also apply different effects, elements on different parts of the image. So one of the examples of the advanced image editing application is the Adobe Photoshop. So this application uses a layer-based editing system that allows its users to create and edit images with many overlays and save them in one of many formats. So Adobe Photoshop is a very famous advanced image editing application since it's very diverse in its effects and elements, and you can do a lot by using it. So I will give you a tip that practice image editing using different applications of Photoshop CC. Aside from being a lot cheaper than the full version, this will help you to be familiar with some editing tools of Adobe. Some features from these applications are also present in Photoshop CC. So Photoshop CC is also another term of Adobe Photoshop. So Adobe Photoshop is, you can't access it freely because it requires subscription, and if you don't have a budget for that, we can use a different applications or a different version of Adobe since it has a lot of versions, since it's lots more cheaper, and we can practice from the cheaper version then transfer to the Adobe Photoshop or the main version if you already have the budget. So Photoshop CC also have the features of Adobe Photoshop, so you don't need to worry in practicing since it will also give you idea on how to use Adobe. So you can use another versions of Photoshop CC if you still doesn't have the budget, or because it's more cheap. Then if you have the budget, you can transfer to Adobe Photoshop since you already have the background on how to use it. So now let's proceed or identify the Photoshop interface. So you can see in the picture over here there are numbers, and over here you can see its labels or what it's called. So first, number 1 here, we call it document window. So document window is where your image or project appears. So this is what you work on. So it is. Next is document tab, which is number 2 over here. So document tab is the tab at the top of showing your file name, helps you switch between open projects. Next is number 3, which is over here on the bottom, zoom level and status bar. So it shows how much you're zoomed in or out and gives info about your document. Next is over here, number 4, the toolbar. So toolbar is the set of tools on the left like brush, eraser, move, or etc. used for editing. So you can use a lot of tools to edit your image. Next is number 5 over here at the top, options bar. So options bar is the bar on top that shows settings for the tool you're currently using. And number 6, the menu bars. I think we're all familiar with this. So the top row with menus like file, edit, image, layer, where you most access most Photoshop commands. So in the menu bar, we can access most Photoshop commands. Number 7 over here is the panels. So panels are the boxes on the right, like layers, channels, or color and history. It helps you manage and adjust your work. So panels helps you manage and adjust your work. And number 8 over here in the top right is the workspaces. So workspaces are custom layouts of panels and tools for different tasks like photography, essentials, or graphic design. So a search bar, it's available in the next or latest version. So in this picture, I'm not sure if it's the latest because the search bar is not available, but the search bar lets you quickly find tools, tutorials, or help topics. So it's available in newer versions. So the Photoshop basics are opening and creating new images. Next is zooming and panning. Next is undo a command. And lastly, save your work. We say opening and creating new images. You should start off by clicking File in the menu bar, then Open. A dialog box will appear that will help you locate and select the existing image you want to work with. So if you want to create a new image, click File, then choose New. So unfortunately, my free trial subscription with Adobe Photoshop already ended. That's why I can't, demonstrate how to open or create new images. So let's just go with the instruction. Is zooming and panning. So along the toolbar, you can see the zoom and hand tool. The zoom tool, which looks like a magnifying glass, allows users to zoom the image in and out. The hand tool, which looks like a hand, allows the users to pan the image. So you can, when we say pan, you can move the image horizontally or vertically. So you can control the image on which part to move it. Next is undo a command. To undo the last thing you did, go to Edit, found in the menu bar, and select Undo. You can use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-Z for Windows and Command-Z for Mac OS. So if you want to undo multiple steps, select Step Backward multiple times. So to redo the last thing you did, go to Edit, found in the menu bar, and select Redo. You can also use the same keyboard shortcut with Undo. Save your work. So save your image by clicking File in the menu bar, then select Save or Save As. If you want to retain layers, type, and other editable Photoshop properties, save your work in Photoshop format or .psd. So if you want it to be a standard image file that can be shared, opened by other programs, and posted online, save your work in JPEG or JPG or PNG format. It is best to save your work in both ways. So yes. So another tip, review other basic tasks like cropping, rotating, and resizing images. Although Adobe Photoshop is more advanced among the image editing applications, there are still some tools and commands that share the same functionality. So, to understand more about Adobe Photoshop, watch the video for a brief overview about Photoshop's interface, tools, and other basic tasks. So I can't insert the video in my PowerPoint or stream it online here in PowerPoint. So you just better search it yourself in YouTube. It's titled Get Started with Photoshop. So it will help you to understand better what's Adobe Photoshop with its short or brief overview. So to wrap this up, image editing applications help not only professionals, but also beginners who want to make basic and advanced adjustments on images. So the categories of image editing applications are basic editing and advanced editing. So when we say basic editing applications, it can either be built-in or third party. So when we say built-in, it's already installed in your gadget. While we say third-party applications, you need to download it first in order to have access on it. So while advanced editing applications are those with more tools and commands. So both categories can be either installed or readily available online and can be free or paid. So one of the examples of advanced image editing applications is Adobe Photoshop, or sometimes referred to as Photoshop CC. So it is the most popular software among advanced image editing applications that uses a layer-based editing system, allowing its users to create an image with many overlays and save them in one of many formats. So Photoshop interface includes the following: document window, document tab, zoom level and status bar, toolbar, options bar, menu bar, panels, and workspaces. And some versions may also include search bar. So I hope that you have something, you learned something during this lesson. So I hope that you understand more about editing images, or about our lesson, which is familiarizing with an image editing application. So I hope that you are familiarized with basic editing applications, advanced editing applications, and you have a little knowledge. You gained a little knowledge about Adobe Photoshop. So that's all, and I hope you learned something. Thank you.